Hello, welcome to ACE Manager, Planning and Performance Focus, ACE 34. What can a 3-year business plan contain? In my previous podcast, we have seen that performance monitoring is an important objective of planning. We have also noted that we need to bridge the gap between the future and the present to create a level playing field for performance monitoring. Now let us look at the period concept in planning. These days, with fast changing scenarios, even a 3-year period is long term from planning perspective. The other two periods I have in mind are annual and quarterly, as annual budget and a quarterly operating plan. Before we proceed with the contents of a 3-year business plan, a word about another term which is also well known, the strategic plan. Strategic plan is also usually a long-term plan, though no specific period is suggested, as strategies do not normally undergo changes over short term. It's about aspects like which line of business to pursue, which products or services to offer, which geographies to enter, own manufacture or outsourcing, and so on. Strategic plan is approved at the highest levels in the organization. Coming to a 3-year business plan, strategies as envisaged in the strategic plan need to be translated into enterprise goals in the business plan as the first step. Here, I like to suggest some keywords in respect of a business plan and elaborate on those words as to how they are important for a 3-year business plan. Related keywords for me are enterprise goals, KPIs, assumptions, outcome-based milestones, effort-based milestones, scale gradation, and validating assumptions. I had seen many voluminous business plans with extensive financial modeling and elaborate spreadsheet workings. But to me, an effective business plan is a brief document which visualizes where the organization should be at the end of the 3-year plan period. Enterprise goals are expressed in terms of KPIs or as key performance indicators. I like to classify these KPIs into two categories as outcome-based and effort-based. Outcome-based KPIs are easily understood. Achieving a particular volume, turnover, or a specific percentage of market share, gross margin percentage, return on investment, and so on are typical examples of outcome-based milestones. Effort-based milestones are linked to resources, starting with financial resources. CapEx requirement, working capital requirement are the most common KPIs under effort-based milestones. How can requirements be KPIs? Yes, if it involves organizing funds, they may be the KPIs for the CFO. If it involves controlling inventory, debtors, or working capital, it could involve the CFO for organizing the required funds and the operating managers for managing within the limits prescribed. Effort-based milestones extend to some more areas which are not normally documented, like creating additional facilities, say in production units, marketing offices, channel partners, outsourcing partners, workstations, number of employees, or even specialized resources. What is the relevance of effort-based milestones and why should they be documented? Sometimes, commitments and outcomes are linked to providing required resources and within a specified time limit to the concerned stakeholders. And it's only fair that outcomes and related efforts are recorded together in the plan document. When we have said that assumptions and validating assumptions are keywords, we should also explain why. They could relate to external conditions or internal efficiencies and need to be realistic to get the buy-in from the concerned stakeholders. By scale gradation, I am referring to year-wise expected improvement in the KPIs to reach the desired level by the end of the plan period. For example, if an organization is at 400 million turnover and wants to reach 1 billion turnover by the end of 3-year plan period, it could be 500 million and 700 million at the end of the first and second periods to reach 1 billion by the end of the third year. No elaborate financial details are expected in the business plan, but including all relevant and material assumptions and validating them is important. Outcome-based milestones are industry-specific and need to be prioritized based on their value addition to the organization. Some examples of industry-specific KPIs are: in a steel plant, production of so many tons of steel per day or energy cost per ton of steel. In transport industry, it is fuel cost per passenger kilometer. In retail industry, inventory turnover, which is the number of times inventory is rotated in a year. With this, you would have got an idea as to what I recommend as the content for a business plan. In my next podcast, let me share my thoughts on annual budget and quarterly operating plan. Thank you for your attention.